weapons here, and these things usually carried in nines. So there's a big thing about nine. So if you were here and you had swords, and that's all you had, I have these, but you know, if this is all you had, right? And they were coming in on you, you flip them, right? Right in your eyeballs. You're trying to back them away. So it wasn't like the 80s ninja movies where you see them throw and stick in their head. Not with it, you know, not realistic. It was more of a distraction than anything. It was right for their eyeballs. And they were also like used, you know, right? Just sticking things, okay? Or again, this was a hunk of metal, so right, slap metal. So one other thing I was going to show, like the Odachi, really big weapon, and a lot of metal, so it was really heavy, you know. And these kind of weapons, it was, you had to use your whole body to wield them, right? Because you couldn't just stand there with all this weight and hold it like that. It was almost like you kind of threw it and let it go, right? And hopefully it cut something. So you used a lot of your taijutsu, right, to cut. We have a thing called a kata called shinokata, and that's where this came from. Shinokata, if you can show the shinokata. That's our first kata. So that's kind of what this came from. It was a stabbing weapon, right? There wasn't a whole lot of this kind of motion with this because it was to go straight. This was a counterbalance. So mostly it was a one-armed weapon. So if you do shinokata with this weapon, it operates the exact same way. Right? So it's very interesting if you research the weapons and how they were actually used. It makes a lot more sense. So, like we do kata, right? So it's like punches, right? One of our katas is ichimoji no waza, right? Here, shuko. Okay. So how our classes run, we learn the actual kata, and then we learn what may or may not work. So like I was saying, you want to use space, right? You want to use space. Because you have this space, my space, and then what we're fighting over, this space. So if he punches, and I back up, and then he backs up, we're kind of back where we started. Nobody has an advantage. So if he backs up and I come in, it changes to where I have maybe a little bit of advantage, right? And then things can happen from there. Right? So,
he keeps so close. He keeps so close.
Some arts have, you know, you have unarmed techniques and then you have armed techniques with weapons. So, a lot of what we do is there shouldn't be separate movements. So, if he punches, and I do this, okay, it shouldn't change, right? Okay, so, okay, and then as he comes in, right, okay, so it shouldn't change. Ichiwanji. Ichiwanji. Same thing. So, and we do throws. We do throws.
This will be fun.
Like this is the basic throw, right? Down second again. Okay. So use your space. Punches. You might punch again. Here. Use this space. Right? Okay. So, and then the cool thing is punches, and then what she was doing, right? You can add things, right? We do a lot of grabs, and punches, right? Okay? Using effective. You don't want to break your student's arm and then come back. So, Chris hasn't done a lot. Let's see what Chris got. So that's the basic of what he got. What he did. So you should be able to use, it's interchangeable. Interchangeable. And like I said, anything can be used as a weapon. So if say he punches, right? Punches, you have a multi-gaku putting pressure on that. You have all kinds of fun things you can. And
This is all going on to YouTube, right?
It's a stick, but
That's what you're saying, going on to
what we
YouTube, right?
call copo, it's against the bone, right? Control people. Like a marionette. So, little things like cell phones, keys, so if somebody like grabs you, right, you can use this against their hand, right? You put pressure. If he grabs and punches, right, it kind of deters me from punching. Okay? Right? You pinch. We don't have rules, you know. There's no ref waiting to break the fight up. So you have to, again, come home safely, please. And what I always tell my students, always move. If you go to my class and decide you don't like it, just remember one thing, get out of the way. You know, if he punches, just get out of the way. Even if you're up against the wall, you can still get out of the way. Something, right? Just move. And it's not always this way and this way. As he punches, right, it can be down here, right? Okay? So, wrap it up. Okay. So, like if he grabs both arms, right? He can use this little stick against his bone, right? Okay. Grabs. You can use this stick like that shirt.
What's that?
Use all kinds of things.
I also forget what exactly it was.
Space. So yeah, that's my time.